4, 3, 2, 1, sync.
Sync.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of the TTV Podcast.
Marty Crab.
Now I know how it feels.
I'm Takuma Nuva.
And I'm Prpl.
And once again, welcome back to the TTV Podcast. This is episode 264. We are really getting up there. Yeah, dude. 264.
Feels like 250 was like just yesterday.
Yeah, well, it feels like the hopes of a good Lego Ninjago movie were just yesterday.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Had to open it out strong, you know, by kicking it in.
I wasn't going to mention it, because this isn't the Lego podcast, but...
Listen, it's, the reviews don't mean anything. I'm sure that once I haven't had a chance to see it yet.
Yeah, I'm the only person here who's seen it so far.
Yeah, the day has been...
tomorrow.
Day's been awful and full of terrible things that have happened to me that we will get into in just a moment, but, I'll be seeing it.
What terrible
after
things? You had to work?
Listen, working is a terrible thing. Takuma, you can attest to this, right?
I mean, actually, work's been pretty good for me this week.
Oh, okay. Well,
I showed up yesterday, and we did bagels and yogurt parfaits and mimosas.
Oh, wow, that sounds amazing. That's really awesome.
What kind of
Thank you
parfaits
so
were
much for
they?
sharing about
Were they
them.
like the ones with the
Completely
strawberries
defeating
and stuff?
myself. No, it's okay,
I mean,
just
it was
keep
like
going.
we set up the stuff. I mean, it was like build your own yogurt parfait. Okay, so they put out the vanilla yogurt, they put out the strawberries, the raspberries, the blueberries, and for the freaks that are there, the bananas, mini chocolate chips. There was 3 different kinds of granola, and there was a selection of bagels with 3 different kinds of cream cheese and mimosas.
Ooh.
That
like
sounds really, really annoying because I don't get anything like that because my job is on the internet.
I mean, you could get something like that. You just have to go out and buy the food yourself. Have a
I was gonna
party
say, there's-
with yourself.
It is so much work, though.
I mean, so is making your own
Sucks to
parfait.
suck.
Sometimes you just
I
gotta
don't-
do it.
The
It's
whole
so
point is that
hard
I don't want to
lifting
make my
this.
own parfait. I want people to give me the parfait for me.
Well, just ask Fen very nicely. You speak cat, so...
Yeah,
I get the cat to make me a parfait. Okay, that sounds good. I wonder what a cat parfait would taste like.
Fish and wet food.
I was gonna assume it would taste like cat, but okay.
The cat would taste like fish?
A cat parfait. A parfait for a cat, right?
No, I thought a cat.
No, I meant like a parfait
You don't
made
mean,
of a
okay,
cat.
when I
Yeah.
say a yogurt... Okay, hold on. When I said a yogurt parfait, were you thinking of me feeding a parfait to yogurt?
These are the important questions here.
No. I'm making a parfait out of yogurt. So a cat parfait would be a parfait made out of a cat.
It just makes more sense that you would give the parfait to a cat because people don't
Does
normally
it?
eat cats in this country.
Does it really? Does it
I'll
really
bet-
make it sit?
I'll bet a cat parfait would taste fantabulous.
It probably would. I wouldn't really know. That was kind of the whole point of the joke, is that it's such a ridiculous thing that people wouldn't really do in this country normally. That Prpl, you just completely went over your head apparently. But yes, the parfait.
Well, I mean, my joke just apparently went over your head, so okay.
I didn't even know you were capable of making jokes, so I guess we're all we're all kind of in trouble here. Hey guys, welcome to the TV podcast where nothing goes right and everything's wrong, and I hate the entire staff.
Oh,
and
speaking of things going wrong, my phone fell out of my pocket yesterday and the screen shattered. And this is the first time I've ever broken an iPhone in like the 6 years I've had one.
Dude, last
Yeah.
week I talked about how I broke my phone. That's 2
jinxed
episodes
me.
in a row where we cracked our screens. Takuma, you're next. Actually,
I mean, in the past 8 years, I've only had one phone go on me.
Well,
You also
use,
don't
like,
have a-
flip phones.
I also don't have a smartphone.
Yeah.
I don't have a flip phone. I have a slide phone. There's a big
yeah,
difference
that's,
there.
that's so lame, dude.
better.
That's like 20 years ago.
Hey, I just yesterday while riding back home on the train, there was a guy sitting across the aisle from me had the exact same phone as me.
And he was probably just as lame as you. No, not a crack or smile or anything. Okay.
I mean, if he's only as lame as I am, life must be pretty good for him.
I mean, you can say that.
It's pretty
I
good.
can say that because I know
that was
more
good.
about me than you do. You know my name, not my story, Prpl.
Whoa.
Well, I
Dang.
know bits and pieces.
So
Okay, what bits and pieces do you know?
I know you live in your parents' basement.
That is untrue.
You do too!
Yeah, but I'm not even 20 yet.
Prpl, when are you turning 20?
So you're young,
That's not
naive, and
important.
stupid.
Prpl, when are you turning 20?
That's not important.
Okay, I think it kind of is important because it completely undermines the point you're trying to make. When
I'm not 20 yet, that's all that matters. The entire time I've lived in my parents' basement, I have not been 20.
All right, we will revisit this conversation in a couple more episodes, because that's how long it's going to take before this conversation is rendered irrelevant.
Yeah.
So it was a good attempt at a diss there. I appreciate.
I will
that.
enjoy this month of victory.
The single month of victory.
If that's okay. Aim for the stars, Prpl. Aim for the stars.
At least I can reach.
Victory! I told someone they were older than me. Somebody break out the frickin' trophies.
Listen, minor victories. You gotta take what you can get in this cruel, harsh world.
Are you saying minor victories because she's a minor?
I'm not a minor. I am above 18, but...
You're not 21?
I am...
Wait, wait, hold up. So, under 21, is that a minor? I don't think it is, right?
I guess it depends on the context.
An alcohol minor.
Yeah, I think 21. The 21 number is only important for alcohol, right? Because like everybody else, I mean Kool-Aid, only important for Kool-Aid. And
are we not allowed to
everybody
say
else is just...
that on
You're
the
worried.
podcast? Like I know you.
I mean,
It's
I was
a
literally
joke.
just talking
Okay,
about
yeah,
this,
I was just
Joke. You ruined it, Prpl. Oh yeah, milk. We're going by milk now. Forget about that. Thank you, Jon.
We just change the name every year.
Right. Yeah. It's a different thing. Anyway, yeah, no. I think if you're over 18, you are not a minor anymore.
Yeah.
We had this conversation similarly before, I think in the last TTV podcast episode, where we were like talking about whether or not you could still be a kid if you were a teenager, which by the way, the answer is yes, teenagers are still kids.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to make sure that was clarified to the audience.
I can't remember.
out there.
Was that like a point I was trying to make?
Yes.
Or was that...
Yes. Perfect.
Okay. I can't remember my own opinion. I was like, I agree with that, but I feel like I shouldn't.
So part of the issues that I was speaking about earlier that I kind of teased while we opened up this podcast is that things are going great behind the scenes here at TTV, and I think that I couldn't be happier with the direction the channel is going in terms of, organizational skills and being prepared to do things. And as such, one of the biggest changes that we've made to the TTV podcast right now is that we now run on a scheduled basis, right? So each week before, we just kind of had no schedule at all and just kind of winged it, and whoever showed up was on the podcast. Now, on the other hand, though, we are infinitely more professional, and we have a schedule for every.
And still, only whoever shows up for the podcast.
The thing about a schedule, though, is that it only really works if people actually pay attention to the schedule.
I paid attention. I wasn't even scheduled for today, and I'm still on.
And
which means that you shouldn't be here. You're still violating the schedule because you're showing up when you're not supposed to be. You're not getting paid for the shift.
I am the backup. That's all.
I appreciate your service, Prpl. You are a true employee of TTV and someone who is very much, attached to our brand and appreciates our values as a company. And that is, I was trying to avoid saying something like that, but the truth
I'm just
comes
here
out.
for the food.
What?
All the non-existent parfaits that we give to our employees every week to show up for the podcast.
Oh, we should have a
just
parfait
a glass
party
of
next
water
Brick Fair. Instead of frappes, we have parfaits. We switched the consonants.
Like ice cream parfaits?
Why not both?
Or like yogurt parfaits?
Well, they'd have to be cat parfaits, obviously. We've already established this.
We should have good
are you
ones.
bringing your cat?
No, we're not going to kill my cats. We'll kill Prpl's cat.
No.
Come on, Prpl. The cat doesn't even like you anyway.
I know, but it likes my brother, and my brother would be sad. And that would
there's
make me
some
sad.
cats.
We'll eat your brother, too.
No!
Let's not go back to the cannibal jokes. We left that behind.
Yeah.
Those were jokes from an
ancient.
older bygone era. Can't return to caveman times.
Bigonical.
I mean, there's some cats in our neighborhood that won't stay out of our yard. I could just grab one of them next time,
Yeah, just find a stray. There's plenty of those.
I mean,
Strays
I
were
don't
the
think they're
reason
even
that...
strays. They just don't know how to keep out of our yard.
Strays were the reason that I determined that I didn't like cats a long time ago. I just kind of assumed.
Yeah, now you have 2.
Yeah, I mistakenly assumed that I was a dog person because I owned dogs and I really liked my dogs, and I never owned a cat before. So whenever people were like, "Oh, dude, come on, cats are so much better than dogs," I was always like, "No, you shut up right now because dogs are way better." And I always assumed that a cat wouldn't be a friendly thing at all. It would just kind of, mind its own business and be a total prick to you all the time. But my cats have changed my outlook on life. I've now converted to a cat person.
Good.
And it's disgusting.
Cats are way more, like, chillaxed.
Yeah, they are. It's actually quite nice. It's nice having friends over and they don't get attacked by my pets. That is fun. That's actually a very pleasant change that I wish I could say my dogs were good about, but I don't know what it is, but I guess human flesh just really invites them.
What?
Yeah, man. I got some rabid dogs, yo.
Good
Not
grief.
rabbit dogs, but rabid dogs. Takuma, do you have any
You have, like,
pets?
a potato dog.
You have a potato.
Just you,
I
Var.
don't have a potato.
Oh. Okay. Well. So,
No, in the past we had a bird, but that thing died, so now we don't.
I used to have
That-
4 birds, and then they all got, like, eaten by a ferret or something. And I didn't find out until 2 years later, and when I did, I was, like, really sad.
that honestly seems like one of the most fitting animals I could even attribute to you, Takuma.
A bird?
Yeah. That's
Really?
just...
It's not like we even went out and got it. It belonged to somebody else, and they couldn't take care of it, or the guy was allergic to it. I don't know, some old people. And yeah, we wound up with it. And it lived, and it died.
Nice. How long did you
But
have
it was, heck if I remember.
Not long
Wow.
enough.
Way to come prepared, Takuma.
Excuse me, I didn't know we were going to be talking about deceased birds.
I didn't either, man. You gotta keep up with the times, man.
I had 4 birds. One was named Sunny, because it was, like, white and yellow. One was
What?
named
You had
Cloudy,
four-
because it was
Hold up.
gray.
I don't
One
care about the names.
was
You had
named
4?
Vivi, because she was vicious and kept attacking the other one, whose name I can't remember. Yeah, I had 2 cockatiels and 2 parakeets.
Okay,
Why?
yeah, we had a cockatiel.
That's ridiculous. Wait, do you not have the birds anymore?
They died. I just said this.
How long did you have them?
Like a year, I think.
Dude, don't birds have pretty long lifespans?
They got eaten by a ferret. I just said this.
What? What?
Oh my god.
What do you mean they got eaten by... What happened? Did the ferret belong to you as well?
I was going to say, was it a
No.
pet ferret?
No, basically, I had birds in Egypt, but when I came back to the U.S., we left them at, like, a pet store to be babysat or whatever, and a ferret got into the cage, and, yeah.
Wow.
Sad.
Wow, that's really depressing.
Yeah.
Okay, but I care about the birds' names. What was the birds' names?
I mean, now I care. Now that you've personalized them and like their personalities are becoming a thing.
Wow. Okay.
The narrative is building here.
I had one that was white and yellow, and that was Sunny. I had one that was like all gray, and that was Cloudy. I had a white parakeet with red eyes, and it was named Vivi, which was short for vicious, because she kept attacking the other blue parakeet, whose name I can't remember.
Wow.
Wow, you really loved your birds so
That
much.
one was real close to you. I can
Johnny,
see.
and Cloudy, and Vivi, and the other guy.
Everyone has that one kid that they just don't like as much as the other one.
Well, once it gets to a certain point, it's difficult just to keep them all straight. I mean, I've got a brother and 5 sisters, and there comes a time where my mom's trying to talk to me, and she's trying to say my name, and first she says my brother, and then she starts going through the sisters, and eventually just gives up and says you.
My mom does that, but she only has 3 kids, and it's only to my brothers. She always gets my name right.
I feel like if my parents got my name wrong, I would run away.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I would run away. They clearly don't care enough about me. And don't remember my name. It'd also be like a fun exercise, being like, hey, don't remember my name? I'll bet you'll remember my name after this. And then just put them through torment for
Yeah, we used to have another son. His name was honey, what was his name? I don't know. It was like Fistrin or something.
Curtis?
Illustrious Kurt.
Whoa.
Nah. Well, that is unfortunate to hear about your birds, Prpl. I'm really sorry about that. How long ago was this?
It's, I don't know, I was like in elementary school or something.
Oh, okay. You've had time to recover. Who cares?
I didn't find out till 2 years later.
Wait. Wait, so your pets were dead and you didn't know for 2 years?
No, I thought that the guy just accidentally sold them to like another family or something, but I didn't know they died.
Wait, so how did you find out that they died?
I don't know. I think my mom probably told me, like, oh, they were accidentally
this
sold.
sketchy establishment that just takes in your pets and then murders them and doesn't tell you?
It's a third world country, Var. Egypt is a third world country.
Wait, rewind. You guys left and you did what? You gave your birds to whom?
A pet store.
A pet. You sold them to the pet store?
No,
or
we kept them there.
Hired them to keep them?
Basically, they just kind of held on to them for us until we came back. But alas, even when we came back,
what? They're just kept with all the other birds that they're actually selling? Like somebody came in and says, "Hey, your bird cage is out of birds. You got any in the back?"
Wow.
And they're like, "Oh, well, let me check." And hey, we got 2 right here for you. We didn't have them out on the shelf yet.
This is an accent that is very common amongst Egyptians.
We was out by the sand dunes and
oh my god,
yeah,
wasn't even called sand dunes.
What was it you want
trees
again?
And stuff.
You couldn't there isn't any pet store in Egypt anywhere that can guarantee that your pet won't die.
There isn't anything in Egypt that can guarantee anything except for being hot. You'll always be hot.
That sucks, dude.
Man, I should move to Egypt.
So why did you decide to get?
Because I want to be hot.
Why did you decide to get pets in Egypt then?
Basically, I asked my dad, "Hey, can I have a bird?" And he told my grandpa, and my grandpa got me a bird like literally the next day.
Oh, that's right. Your grandpa's like a rich.
Yeah.
And where did the other 3 birds come in?
They just kind of progressively appeared.
She wanted a bird. I got her a million birds.
Basically, yeah.
No, she put a toenail under her pillow, and at night the fairies came and replaced it with a bird.
Man, I wish that worked.
Oh. Why, you don't like toenails?
Got a lot of useless toenails
I like
out
birds
there.
More.
What if you could replace your toenails with
toenails, last year in like June. Listen. Last year in like
what
June.
What a segue.
I had
this weird.
I had this weird toe fungus that like severed.
Oh, why are we telling this story?
That like severed my toenail. No. Listen. That it like severed the connection of my toenail to my actual toe. So my toenail just started like regrowing in. So for about a year, I had 2 toenails on like one thing. But recently, I was.
Okay.
This is not a terribly uncommon thing.
Finally, able to just
having 2 toenails is not. What? You ripped off what?
I ripped off the old toenail because it was like old and gross and like crusty, and it just. Hey, there was a brand new one like underneath, and it was like, yeah.
I've known people this has happened to.
No, you don't.
Yes,
this doesn't happen to people. This isn't normal.
It does. Yes, it does.
What? Okay, so you had a toenail that grew underneath a toenail.
The old one was basically dead.
Well, how? Okay. Sorry, I must have missed something. So how did this happen? Like, what was the starting point?
I had a toe fungus that severed the connection.
Okay. It was a toe fungus, right? All right, I remember now.
Yeah.
It was a bird.
Yeah, a bird just pecked at my toes too much.
She kept trying to pet the bird with her toe, and it backfired on her.
Birds are so
got a toe
cute.
fungus. That's so gross, Prpl.
It was a really gross fungus. It was like all gooey and stuff, but then it would dry. So
okay, now this story has gone
chip
too
it
far.
off.
I mean, when I said it was gross, that wasn't an invitation to give me more detail. Okay.
It was like sort of greenish.
There are people that listen to this podcast at the dinner table. What are you doing?
Why would they?
Oh god!
For the families at home, I am sorry that you just puked all over your fantastic meal, or what I'm assuming is a fantastic meal. Your parfaits are now ruined. I really apologize.
I seriously hope my coworkers don't start listening to the podcast.
Somewhere out there, this is someone's first episode, and they're listening to this girl talk about her toe fungus.
And they just
why'd you have to
their
emphasize
way
that
out.
I'm a girl, huh? Girls can't have toe fungi.
I
No,
never
they
said
have
anything
Tofungal.
remotely like that. I just like I'm curious to see what Meso is going to put in the slideshow for this episode.
Oh gosh, no!
We're talking about the toe fungus. Like, let me look up pictures of this like toenail under nail
For
thing.
like little bird feet, they're so cute.
That's so gross. Ew! Ew! I can't even describe what I'm looking at.
What are you?
Please
what do you look up?
Toenail under nail.
Oh, why would you do that?
I am seeing a lot of pictures of toenails just being completely ripped off, and I'm done now.
Don't do that. Look at bird feet.
I'm so glad I have not eaten dinner yet.
Oh, I sort of ate dinner. I guess popcorn was my dinner, but
Yeah, but you can't really be that grossed out by your own grossness, I guess. Haven't you
that's
guys
true.
noticed there's a level of grossness that you can accept for other people, but it's higher for other people, but for you it's like, I can be a little grosser than other people can be, right?
yeah, it's like I don't know.
I mean,
I can
that's
talk
their
about some
own
gross
farts,
stuff,
right?
but Wadan, no, that scene is so disgusting. Oh my god, that is not even remotely close to anything that happened to me. Oh god. I hate new SpongeBob.
I don't know
it
what
sucks.
it is.
Wait, for those who don't know, it's a
Nope.
scene from a new SpongeBob episode where
You're so loud.
Sorry, where Squidward gets his toenail brutally ripped off by like a
Oh
chair
my God!
leg or something. It's
I'm not
This?
I am not. Nope. I refuse.
Why does he even have a nail? He's a
specifically
squid.
for this disgusting type of humor.
Hey, Prpl, I really need you to calm down. We're trying to have a civil discussion here about toenail funguses.
I'm sorry,
And you were just getting
Funguses?
a fungi. You were just getting a little too into this conversation. I'm gonna have to ask you to calm down.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry, I
Now
just
that
have
we're
a lot
all-
of negative emotions pent up right now.
Let's change the subject.
Okay.
Oh, I found a nickel in my pocket the other day, and I was really confused because like I never use nickels.
Fascinating.
You said change.
That is segue. I like it. I'm gonna pause this conversation just to do a quick ad read because I feel like what better time to read an ad than after talking about gross toe infections?
Like anyone's gonna be listening still at this point.
Right? Be sure if you enjoy conversations like this one and you want to see that gross video ad and just post it in the live studio audience, you should head over to our Patreon at patreon.com/the TTV channel, where you can set your own price to donate to us directly and help support our channel and continue supporting and helping us make videos like this one. And you get to pop in the Discord server, listen to these episodes live as they're being recorded, and talk and interact with everybody else on the patron server. It's a very cool, awesome perk. There's obviously other perks in the Patreon as well that you can take a look at and see what's worth your while. So once again, that's patreon.com/the TTV channel.
Yeah.
Thank you. So anyway, back to this discussion. So we were supposed to have other people on today. That was a thing, right? So I don't want to say any names, but there are certain individuals out there who may or may not be Fluffy, who I am extremely angry with. I don't want to throw anyone under the bus like Fluffy, but when you're scheduled for an
technically,
episode...
if it's Fluffy, wouldn't it be like a double-decker bus?
I don't want to throw anyone under the double-decker bus like Fluffy. But when you're scheduled for an episode, you should be expected to show up for that episode. Am I right, guys? Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they use the metric system over there.
That's true. I know, those dummies. How could they possibly do such a thing?
Yeah, you can't schedule it for like 6:30 or whatever. You have to schedule it for
Metric time.
18:30.
Metric time.
That's 18. No. 18:30 is military time, not metric time.
Yeah,
What the
18:30
heck
is still
is metric
6:30
time?
Purple.
Yeah, you
Still
have to
the same
translate
thing.
it to her time. Oh, you have to. Oh, I see.
You still have to add the hours. 18:30 is still 6:30. So.
How many hours is it ahead? Oh, it's like 1 in the morning over there. Yeah, it would
Yeah,
still be
it's-
1 for her.
It's something late like that, yeah. So I can excuse Fluff for now, but even still, those schedules though, they're real difficult for people. For instance, we had a BrickFeed episode last week, I believe. That was one of the worst episodes I've personally ever been involved with. For those who don't know, people who maybe aren't interested in watching the BrickFeed podcast, you should totally do that. You should check out the last episode, by the way, the one that we're talking about boys versus girls. Now. I'm talking to you.
I don't watch the.
Oh, okay. So for you, Takuma, and people like you,
what Var?
Last week on the podcast for the BrickFeed podcast, we had Jon, who hosts that podcast. Obviously, every week he hosts it, right? And on that podcast, maybe 3 minutes into it, Jon completely disconnects. I don't know what happened. To this day, I still don't know what happened. But he was no longer on the podcast for the rest of the hour that we had to record, and I had to pick up the reins instead, having zero knowledge of any of the news that we had to talk about or anything at all. And it was one of the worst, most terrifying experiences I've ever had to be placed in, because it was live in front of a big live studio audience, and I'm just like fumbling my way through the BrickFeed podcast trying to get it right, and it was a nightmare. It was terrible.
That sounds fun.
It was fun. The reason I'm telling you this, though, is to throw another person under the bus. Because all those people in the comments were like, man, this episode would have been better if X Trooper was on. Man, it's a shame that X Trooper couldn't make it. Oh, it's a shame that X Trooper couldn't make it despite being scheduled for that episode.
I don't know, man. I mean, you knew about his thing ahead of time, so why don't you just reschedule him?
What thing?
The reason he's like not here. He's busy.
Oh no, he was also scheduled for this episode. This episode he has an excuse. He's currently at the Lego house, which is really cool. If everybody's interested in that, we're going to be having some videos from X Trooper, who's at the Lego house currently. But last week, though, he was not on the BrickFeed podcast because he wanted to play Destiny 2.
Are you serious?
So for all those people who are mad at TTV for not having X Trooper on the BrickFeed podcast, I tried. I did my best.
Meso keeps trying to get me to play Destiny, but I so far have had literally no reason to do so.
Yeah,
at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's like, I don't know. Krazik's in the live studio audience just said it seems like ever since we started the schedule thing, less people have been turning up. That isn't intentional. The podcast is supposed to have less people than usual. We're trying to do smaller episodes with smaller cast members. The problem is, though, that really relies on people to actually pay attention to the schedule, because when they don't show up, we're like scrambling. Today would have been okay if it wasn't for the Ninjago movie that came out, because everybody is doing their thing.
I mean, I went to go see it and I'm still here.
Yeah, well, you just happen to choose a really
As you
good
said,
time.
Prpl, you have no life.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's not like you had anything else to do.
I mean,
No,
I could have seen it later.
I'm proud of you, Prpl. I'm proud of you.
Yay.
Don't think otherwise. Takuma, I'm also proud of you. You guys are my favorite. Nah, I don't know. I'm just trying to be a good sport here, buddy.
Yeah, but that's only because we're recording right now, right?
Yeah, it totally is.
It's okay to be nice sometimes, Var.
No, it's not. Being nice is the worst thing ever.
Being nice gets you friends.
Who needs friends, though?
Who needs friends when you can have minions?
Wow.
No, I mean, he makes a good point. Who needs friends? Lego friends when you can have minions.
Who needs friends when you have elves?
Who needs friends when you have elves? Yeah, that's good.
See, that's what Santa does.
That's true, actually. You make
Doesn't he need friends? He just needs a workforce.
You just who needs friends when you have slaves?
When you have elves.
Oh my gosh. TTV does not condone this.
TTV does not condone slavery unless it's for making toys for children across the world, like Lego products. Everybody needs their Legos, Prpl. You can't.
And
live
technically,
without
they're
Legos.
not human, so it's not like slavery, right?
Yeah, it's not.
I mean, you wouldn't consider
does slavery. Is that exclusive to humans? Can there not be like other types?
I mean, would you say that horse-drawn carriages are being pulled by slaves?
I mean,
This is the episode where PETA comes after us.
Hey, listen, TTV, horses are people too.
Oh my goodness. I mean, well, I guess it depends on like their level of intelligence. Like, are elves like as intelligent as horses, or are they as intelligent as humans?
That's really racist of you, Prpl.
No, because
that elves are stupid.
No, I'm asking like what you guys think, because I think elves would be. Smart. I think elves would be like human level intelligence, especially if they're making toys.
Well, I mean, it depends on like what elves you're talking about. Like, if we're talking about Santa Claus elves, I can't imagine they're that intelligent. But if we're talking like Lord of the Rings elves or something,
To be fair, though, they're making a lot of toys.
yeah, but they're just. I mean,
There's
they're
the
molded. I'm
there's the
assuming they're just
mechanical
molding
as-
plastic. They've got like machines to work with, surely.
Yeah, but are we
yeah, but
really
they have to know how to, like, operate
expecting
those
Santa to oversee the processes that go into making sure that everything runs smoothly, that the right sort of amounts and stocks of orders are going out? You know, somebody's got to be doing logistics, is what I'm saying.
His wife.
Do we really think that's Santa?
Yeah, that's Mrs. Claus, dude.
Oh, Mrs. Claus. Make me a sandwich while you're at it.
What? We got sexism all of a sudden. Where did that come from?
Wow.
I'm just saying, if Mrs. Claus is doing the logistics and the elves are slave labor, it's not painting a pretty picture for Santa.
Well, I mean, Santa's not a great guy. I mean,
He
let's
goes
be real
out.
here.
He works one day a year.
Who is
Gets
Santa
fat.
to say whether or not you've been naughty or nice, right? Like, who
Yeah,
gave him
this
that
guy's been
authority?
naughty all year.
Yeah, this guy's a piece of
slavery
work,
and
man.
sexism, like
Yeah, this isn't a great guy. This Santa Claus dude.
this guy's the
I'm thinking-
definition of problematic.
Oh man, this whole operation's problematic. We got to get rid of the Santa Claus fella.
Santa Claus, more like Santa Flaws. Okay, it wasn't that funny. Don't laugh at it.
This is the Santa Claus for Santa Claus. So the clause states, all Santa Clauses are. I don't know where I'm going with this. I was in my head. I was like, man, Var, you just thought of Santa Claus as though it was like his name, but it's also a clause for like a thing. So that's really clever. You should start saying that.
Yeah, there's a whole movie.
Is it the one Wadden just liked?
Yes. Have you never seen the Santa Claus?
No, I don't watch Christmas movies.
Oh my god, I didn't realize the joke in that title.
Var, have you seen the movie
It's a-
before?
It's a clause.
Var, have you not seen the movie before?
Holy crap, dude! You literally just blew my mind.
Oh my
Have you
gosh.
not seen the movie before?
I've seen the movie, but like, I guess I was just a kid. I don't know. I never realized that there was a Santa Claus for Santa to become Santa Claus.
That's the whole point of the movie.
I just thought it was cool seeing Tim Allen become a fat guy, dude. I wasn't paying attention to the Santa Claus.
Why
Or
would
what the
you
clause
think that's
states.
cool? Have you been on DeviantArt, Var?
No, listen. Okay, it's just funny seeing Tim Allen get fat. Okay, all of a sudden, it's really funny. Tim Allen's fat face makes me laugh, made me giggle. Okay, as a little kid,
It's okay.
dude, you've legitimately blown my mind. I never realized.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy. I've seen all 3 movies.
I haven't seen the third one, actually.
There's one with Jack Frost, right?
Why are there 3?
Yeah. Because there was the Santa Claus, then there was the Mrs. Claus, and whatever the third one is.
Well, I just posted a GIF of Tim Allen becoming fat again, or actually growing his beard.
Jeff.
but- It's GIF, dude. It's GIF.
It's Jeff. It's
Are we,
Jeff.
are we gonna have this fight right now? It's GIF.
Yeah, it's
How do you
GIF.
put?
To be honest, I actually I kind of bounce.
It's Jeff.
I say both, depending on the situation. Either one, whichever one is easier to say at the time, is what I stick with. So I say.
Kha'Zix, your argument falls apart as soon as you consider the words laser and scuba.
What?
For anyone not paying
People
attention to the
who
video,
say that you can't, it's GIF because the G stands for graphic. What does scuba stand for?
It stands for something?
Yes.
there's a G in scuba.
No. But what do the letters? Scuba is an acronym. What does it stand for?
Is it?
Yes.
Subaquatic.
No, self-contained underwater breathing apparatus.
Wait, scuba? Are you serious?
Yes.
Self-contained
Scuba's an acronym.
Underwater breathing.
Breathing
that doesn't have a
apparatus.
G either.
No, but it's pronounced scuba. If you were to use the argument that the G in GIF has to be hard because of graphic, then you can't call it scuba gear, you have to call it scuba gear, because it's underwater, not underwater.
Yeah, but that's a
I
vowel. It doesn't
I
count.
cannot believe you just blew my mind again. In
Same
like a matter
thing.
of 5 minutes.
Bar. Prepare for number 3. Laser is an acronym.
Okay,
What?
now you're just screwing me.
Laser
right now,
is
right?
an acronym too.
That can't be true. I'm
Yep,
googling this right
I
now.
always forget what exactly it stands for. There's one word I can never remember, but
light.
it's light amplification.
Light amplification
Zigzag.
by stimulated emission of radiation. Are you
Yep.
serious?
So if we were to use using that argument, we wouldn't pronounce it laser. We would say laser
Now that sounds cooler.
That does sound pretty cool.
because it's not stimulated; it's stimulated, and it's not emission; it's emission. I suppose it depends on how you pronounce that word, but still.
I am honestly blown away right now. I can't believe just 3 things in the span of 10 minutes have now completely changed the way I see the world. Okay, so before we continue on with this conversation, I did want to briefly pause real quick.
I don't even remember what the conversation was anymore.
I gotta introduce two people who are going to be joining us now, Ven and Jon, who are currently in New York. So I'm going to sync them in real quick.
Y'all better be ready.
Yeah, you guys ready?
NASCAR is an acronym.
You guys ready? Are you guys ready?
Unmute and answer. Oh, Ven's unmuted, but I don't hear anything from him.
Yeah, I don't hear anything. I don't know what's going
Bye,
on,
Ven.
guys.
Oh, there he goes. Hey, he's back.
You with us, Ven?
Nope. Check your inputs and stuff.
All right, I'm glad we glad we ceased the conversation to sync these guys in. A real successful job.
So anyway,
Haven't-
it's GIF.
No, it's GIF.
It's
Oh,
not.
no.
This is Krazix. This is a professional podcast, I swear. No, it's like is it? Did they actually mention the Santa Claus in that movie?
Yes, it's on the card. The little card that's in the pocket, you know, the ones that says "Put on the suit," the reindeer know what to do, and in the trimming on the edge where he holds up the microphone or not microphone, microscope, and he's reading it off. It is a contract, and it has, you know, contracts have clauses. It has the Santa Claus.
That is so incredible. That movie just like jumped up like 20 points in terms of enjoyment for me now that I know that. I can't believe I've seen it. I've seen it several times too.
What's something really cool
And
about
yet,
a movie
okay,
I've seen?
okay.
Blow me away, Takuma.
What's up?
Blow me away, Takuma. What's something super incredible that I didn't know about?
Something super incredible that you didn't know about?
Mm-hmm.
In like give me a category or, you know, some sort of context.
Movies.
Movies? Okay. Did you know that you should see the Santa Claus?
No, I don't like Christmas.
Are you blown away?
No, I'm just disappointed.
You need
I'm
to lower your
more
standards.
Disappointed. I
Give
cannot.
okay. What's the movie you've seen?
The Lego Movie.
Okay.
Let's see if we can find something that's really cool within the Lego movie. Did you know, Prpl, that the Lego movie is actually framed in a way that it's meant to represent the imagination of an actual kid who's playing with his Lego toys?
That was like the biggest mind blow moment at the end there.
That was honestly
I
really
didn't
cool.
like it.
That
I
was
didn't like it.
Wait, what? You didn't like it?
I did not like the whole real world aspect of the Lego movie.
Oh my god.
Really?
I did not.
That was the moment that
I did
honestly
not.
like that changed the movie for me from being just a fun, enjoyable
Oh,
movie
it
to
changed
like
the movie for me too.
Well, no, I mean like in a positive way. It made the movie
That's
go
nice.
from like this is just a fun, enjoyable movie to wow, this is actually a really cool movie.
Yeah, it was
I
like, man, they
just-
really
it
like
just
put a lot of
seemed-
thought and effort into this.
It just seemed poorly executed to me.
Really.
I don't know. The whole thing, that whole bit seemed. It just felt awkward to me.
Man, dude, I was laughing so
I was
hard
legitimately
like the
worried they were gonna do the same
relationship,
thing with Batman.
the relationship between the
Huh.
kid and like the dad is so accurate to like my dad because he just collects things and keeps them in the box. And dude, he has so many Bionicle sets I never got. They're just sitting in a box.
You should beat him up and take them.
No. I mean, I could just
he
go
got
to
your
the
birds
store.
killed.
He didn't
It's only
do
fair.
that, and he felt bad about it. But
Yeah, well, now he can feel even worse without his Bionicle set.
oh, like making
my dad ruined one of my toys once.
Well, you know what, Takuma, you should get revenge on your dad as well.
Dude, that reminds me. Okay, when my dad was a kid, he used to have this whole Lego city with, like, actual lights and, like, moving cars and stuff. And then one day, it was, like, briefly after I was born or something, too, my grandma just threw out everything. It was, oh, God, it was awful. Or I assume it was, but, oh, my God.
I wasn't listening. What'd you say?
My grandma threw out my dad's entire Lego city that he had spent years working on because she thought that he didn't need it anymore.
Well, I wasn't listening. What did you say?
Var!
Listen, I'm trying to like coordinate things with Jon and Ven. Sorry, guys, I have no clue if this is gonna happen.
Okay,
or not.
Prpl. Have you seen The Lion King?
Yeah.
Did you know that's based off of Shakespeare's Hamlet?
I have
That I
not
didn't
read
know.
Hamlet.
I haven't either, but did you know that?
I feel like I have, but
Wow, just joining us finally after
Sorry,
a
guys.
excursion and series of events.
after most of the podcast.
After the podcast
asked
wallowed
you
in
guys
discussion
so-
of fungus and dead
It's not my
animals,
fault you can't get your people
God, you're-
scheduled properly.
Full of that shade already.
Oh.
Man, okay, well, I already regret this decision.
Yeah, that's all right.
So, guys, I have a question for you. Okay, this is a really important
Sure.
question. Did you realize that the Santa Claus movies were actually about a clause?
Yeah,
Yes.
Like a
yeah,
contract
the contract.
to become
I was
Santa
hoping they're,
Claus?
like, lawyer
Spelled the
stuff.
way it is.
Yeah, so like I recognize that.
Am I the only person in the world that didn't realize this?
I mean, you're probably not the only person in the world,
Apparently.
but Prpl, you were just as shocked. I've been listening in, so don't act like you're innocent and all this.
I mean,
Prpl. So you didn't realize it was about a Santa Claus. Well, actually, I mean, it's
I've
not
never
you
even
never
seen
saw
the
the
movie.
movie.
Never
so-
seen the movie.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, well, it's cool. It's cool. So for everybody who's just tuning in or who hasn't caught on, as I mentioned earlier, Ven and Jon are joining us here from the wonderful state of New York in the lovely city of New York City.
Ugh.
And that is a very interesting, cool thing going on there, isn't that right, guys?
Yeah, interesting, cool thing.
No, we're it's actually kind of cool that we're here in the first place.
Yeah, how you doing, man?
I
We didn't
know,
actually
man.
say
have
hi.
Not, like, we literally have not got a chance to say hi this entire time. We went into troubleshooting mode
So,
immediately.
we're here for very particular reasons. But before we get into that, let's talk about how today has gone so far.
Okay.
All right, so
Let's talk about it, dude.
John gets here
Let's hear
before
it.
I do, and he's checked into the hotel, and he's in the room that we're supposed to be sharing, right? And he's just waiting on me to show up because, you know, my flight takes a little bit longer. So I finally show up, and he's planning to meet with me at the at my airport. Little did he know, I was at a completely different airport than he was.
He's in JFK and I'm in LaGuardia. And
Yeah.
the reason why I thought he would be at LaGuardia is because our hotel is called the LaGuardia Plaza. It's 5 minutes away from LaGuardia, and I thought, okay, they probably scheduled them to come in the same place.
Yeah.
That's why our hotel is in Queens instead of actually in Manhattan.
Yeah, no, instead I
Nope.
ended up flying into JFK, and John was like wandering around the, what's it called?
LaGuardia.
LaGuardia
Airport.
LaGuardia.
LaGuardia.
Like, he was at LaGuardia
LaGuardia,
looking for
yeah.
me. He was like, go to Terminal B. Terminal B, everything's in numbers, dude. And he was like, no, everything's in letters. And that's when I realized, oh, dude, you're in the wrong airport.
Well, the same thing happened.
I'm surprised you didn't come to that conclusion sooner because there's 3 different airports.
I
there
also
in
waited
New
for
York.
you in front of the hotel.
Yeah. So,
How did you get past me? Did you see me?
I don't know. So
I literally was in front. I don't know how you went past me.
So I show up to the hotel finally, and I'm planning to meet up with John. And I'm thinking, oh, I'll just meet him in the room. He's there right now, just
Right.
talking with you guys for a bit before the podcast. And I get checked in. They give me my room key and everything. And I go up. I get into my room. And John's not in it. So I'm like, what the heck? Where is he? And then I find out he's downstairs waiting to meet up with me. So I'm like, huh, that's weird. Maybe we took the elevator at the same time, so I went up and you were going down.
No, it was funny too because you said you're in the room. I went up to my room and I opened it up like he's not here. What's he? He's doing a bit. He's doing a.
No, I was here. I was chilling.
I thought you were like so, and also your GPS. Here, I'm going to show you what it looked like. I was like when I said like your Uber driver took the wrong track. This is what it looked like. You're supposed to go over here, and your Uber driver's all the way over here.
Oh,
so,
probably because he had just left.
Yeah.
After dropping
Take your word for it.
So.
But
yeah, I'll link the. Actually, let me just upload this.
So somehow we ended up getting 2 separate rooms, and we were supposed to get the same room. Because bear in mind,
I mean, that's sweet. You got 2 rooms.
I guess. Sure.
There's two
Here's
beds
the
here,
stupid
though.
part. Yeah, both of the rooms have 2 beds.
Spare no expense. Am I right?
And not only that, on top of that too, the lady gave me 2 cards, so I thought one's for Ven. That's why I was waiting down.
Yeah, I got 2 cards too.
Yeah, so we have 2 cards each, and we also have 2 beds each.
So unnecessary.
Like, literally, I wish I could go up to Lego and be like, listen, just give us the money you're going to put for this extra hotel room. We'll just share the hotel room. We'll that. We'll buy like a mic or camera or something.
Let's make it known right now, because we didn't really clarify that.
Let's clarify.
We are not here on our own accord. We were invited to come out here, actually.
Yeah.
So, like this hotel...
I was actually wondering how much of this you can disclose.
The flights, everything, all that has all been offered and covered by Lego.
Tim said we could talk about it, and it is going to be a public event tomorrow. But for those who don't know...
Okay.
Yeah,
that's what I wanted to know.
Tomorrow, there's this thing called the Maker Fair. Barnes & Noble's having this thing called the Maker Fair, and we are presenting Lego Boost there. If you guys remember, you might have heard something like back and forth. Last week, I went up to Lego HQ. I presented the channel and everything. And part of the things that we were working out through that was also extra things like this, where we get to go and represent Lego on different trips. So me and Ben are taking a little vacation to New York City, which is really cool, actually. Did you get the text from Tim?
What text?
His email? Did you get the email from him?
So
email? Tim's our dude over at Lego who's like helping us. He coordinates this whole thing. He's the guy who wanted us out here. And he just sent us a message that said, hey, because we were like wondering, are we going to do something today? Do we have to like go to like, or grab dinner or do something official at Lego? He just sent us an email and said, hey guys, it's been a long trip. I'm just going to like grab something to eat and just go to bed because it's been a long day. And I was like, that's actually perfect because we get to go and do all the stuff we were wanting to do, sightsee, go see the Ninjago movie, go to Times Square and stuff, and see some people we wanted to see. So that was cool.
That's really
Here's
awesome.
a little thing about my hotel room. I was going to say our hotel room. It's not our hotel room. So we're in Queens right now. Now it's the heart of Spider Country. As we flew in, I saw the buildings where they filmed that part in Civil War.
Oh, that's nice. We were actually next to a window.
So I go to the lady and she says, "Here's your hotel room." Guess what my hotel room number is?
What?
616.
Oh, nice.
Yay!
Hey.
So we're on the same floor then.
We're on the same floor. Yeah.
That's
How did they mess that up?
It's a Marvel
They got
reference.
The same floor and everything.
I think
the same room.
I think they were just kind of like they thought that we would need our own rooms. Which, to be fair, I guess if we were like adult professionals, if we weren't like friends that had known each other for a while, it would be kind of weird to have to share the same room for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, like,
we're not
it's
sharing the
probably
same
one of those
room
things where it's
with
like,
Tim,
yeah,
right?
That would be pretty weird.
Kind of weird.
Like we wake up in the morning, Tim's walking out of the shower with a towel on, just like, "Sup, guys?"
Yeah, he's like
brushing his
hair.
teeth.
He's got his hair in the turban thing like girls do, with their hair.
Oh yeah, no, that wouldn't be a good look. Meanwhile, John's like painting his nails on the bed.
Right, exactly, right.
So yeah, we're here, and it's crazy. Like this is actually really surreal.
That's awesome,
I
guys.
did some vlogging. I was gonna vlog meeting you for the first time, and I didn't because you snuck past me.
It's really weird talking about this publicly now because like this has been like a thing that's been kind of in the works for a while now.
Yeah,
so
Tim
it's like,
confirmed a while back that we could
people finally get to know about it.
Yeah, I don't even know.
That's
The thing is, we might have been able to say something before. I just kind of assumed it was secret. We might have been able to say something.
Oh no,
beforehand
yeah,
and,
he said
publicize
like
it.
I asked him like about a week ago or so, and he said it was fine.
Okay, well, there you go.
Oh wow, that's great. You could have disclosed that
disclosed
information to everybody
No,
else.
because I still wanted to keep it a secret anyway.
I did want to take like a photo of us. We didn't end up at the same airport. I want to do like a selfie.
Here's what we're gonna do then. We're gonna go to Times Square and take our selfie there.
We'll do it.
Be like, wow, it's funny the familiar faces you run into in Times
Square.
Square.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
No, I'm just waiting to meet up with
joke
Electro.
is funny,
so you
except
can
it
be
won't
like,
work for
it's
any
my
of the
birthday.
patrons.
Shut up, Prpl. I'm talking. So I'm waiting for Electro to show up. So
You've been
shut
talking
up.
for a while.
I'm waiting for Electro to show up so he can be
Ven,
like,
can you
"It's
please
my-
stop
wow,
mansplaining?
I can't say my
call
bit.
right now.
That's fine.
It's okay, dude. Take a deep breath. We'll get to it eventually.
No, it's fine. You know what? I'm not in.
You
I'm
need to calm
trying
down,
real
buddy.
hard to get back into a good mood. Okay, you know it was a struggle to get onto this podcast. Because first of all, John calls and he's like, "Hey, yo, Ven, where are you?" I'm like, "I'm still at the airport waiting on my Uber." "Oh yeah, how soon can you make it? We're gonna be on the podcast." "What? We're gonna be on the podcast?" Yeah. Fwef can't make it, so we're gonna hop on instead." "Are you kidding?" "Okay, sure, whatever, that's fine."
Talk at the mic.
I am talking at the
Yeah,
mic.
but you usually
I'm
swivel
talking
back and
at the
forth.
mic.
I
Because let me do what I want to do.
I'm just
Well,
I'm
look,
just
man,
saying they wanna
I
hear
got
you.
the
They
swivel
wanna hear
chair.
you.
Let me swivel in
You wanna
my
switch
chair.
chairs?
Let me
You
swivel.
switch chairs. I gotta
No, I don't want to switch chairs. I like the swivel.
Just keep your head
I'm
pointed towards
Look at Audacity. It can clearly capture me no matter how
No, I
much.
think
Yeah.
we're breaking
I
this
just I want to clarify in Ven's defense, he is very much
Okay.
audible.
Yeah, audibletrial.com/.
What is the audible trial?
So anyway, we show up, we get to the hotel, and then we have that little mishap where we find out that we're in different rooms. Then I find that I don't have my mic packed anymore. And at first I'm thinking, oh no, please don't tell me TSA took it. Well, luckily for me and unfortunately for the podcast, I left it at home. I just confirmed it with my dad.
Oh, you did? Okay, all right.
So what happened was I had it packed. I think I forgot to pack it again when I recorded Mock Spotlight.
Okay, so the
That's-
Mock Spotlight ruined it. That's what
Yeah,
I'm getting.
Mock Spotlight ruined
Right,
it.
man. Okay, let's.
Stupid Mock Spotlight, man.
Oh, it's causing so much
Screw
trouble.
Mock
nowadays, man.
Spotlight, dude.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
But no, it's whatever. Honestly, I feel like we would have gotten a
It's
very
okay, guys.
similar audio quality.
Yeah, well, I mean,
we might have come out a little bit clearer, but this webcam that we're using for our audio is actually surprisingly good. It'll be a lot more clear in the recording. I feel.
yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
Nice.
Part of it
That's
too.
good.
We're also having terrible internet connection with my Surface, and my Surface is bugging out like crazy.
Your Surface is like it's turning off like the screen every 3 seconds.
Like, we were trying to get on, and every time I try and tap the screen to do
I should
something,
have
it would
recorded that.
shut
That was so
Yeah, I
frustrating.
wish you had recorded
Yeah,
that.
no,
That was so
okay.
annoying.
We'll vlog it.
Anytime,
We'll do it
oh
sometime.
yeah, let me pull up Discord. Oh, screen
No,
just went
no.
black.
It was
And now
the
it's back,
worst. Like
and
we
it
were
was
like
black
we had to
again.
fix it. Now it's working fine. So
Yeah,
That used to happen to my Surface One.
You have a
lot,
Surface One?
so.
that's the Surface too.
Um,
With that said, the Surface
yeah,
1 and 2
it's,
are not that different.
okay, well, now that.
They're basically
Yeah.
the same product. So it's great that you guys could join us, especially since you didn't bring your mic or anything, and all that stress you had to deal with to get on the podcast. It is currently the 53-minute mark,
Nice.
so you guys made it just a wrap.
Yes,
up,
perfect.
essentially.
Oops.
That's great. That's great.
It is great that you guys are able to join us for a little bit, though. We've got pretty much about 7 minutes left
I
on
mean,
the clock
can
here.
we
that
can
can
we
run
extend
out.
it
So
though?
if-
I mean, we don't have anything to record after this, right? The
Look,
whole reason we started limiting it to
Well,
an
the
hour.
time limit is
I've got a
supposed
movie
be
to
an
get
hour,
to,
so we-
buddy.
Really?
Wait, what?
He's watching the Ninjago movie.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, dude, you
Ninjago
can watch
movie,
the Ninjago
buddy.
movie like anytime.
Listen, man, it's not my fault you guys decided to
Hey,
get lost
man,
in New
and
York
you know
City
what? It's
instead
not
of
my fault that you couldn't get
fulfill your
Fwef
civic
on.
duties
Okay,
of the podcast.
okay, listen. X
And X.
No, X makes sense. He's at the Lego house right now.
Ugh,
We
whatever.
scheduled that formal.
X is
Guys, we
on
have
another
had-
trip that
we have
we're
been
doing
three
for
Lego
Lego.
events. 3 members are doing 3 Lego
Three
events.
Lego
You know,
events this month.
that's super awesome. The last 2 weeks, that's super great.
Yeah.
But right now, though, the downside is that X is not here for a very explainable reason. Fwef, what's Fwef doing? What is she?
She's at a party.
What?
Wow.
She's at a
What
party.
is-
Oh my god.
Fwef, I stood up for you.
She's
I
known
said
that she
she'll
was
be
scheduled
there.
for a while.
Fwef will be there. I have faith in
Yeah,
Fwef.
what? Come
My
on.
faith was unfounded.
Wow.
My faith is no longer there.
Wow.
What I believe in.
What do you
nothing.
believe?
How dare she have
Nothing.
friends?
Yeah, that's terrible.
Special
because
top
there's
Fwef.
nothing to have there. You know what we have here instead of Fwef? Nothing.
She'll probably
Just
meet
us.
like a jerk that she'll fall in love with.
Yeah, she'll hopefully she meets some jerk.
All right, guys.
Then she'll like leave us forever, and that'll be the last we saw of Fwef.
You know what?
This will be just
Yeah.
empty podcast.
It's
Y'all are
gone.
savage.
It's
I know, right?
done.
There's some salt going on here.
It,
I feel bad. For
Don't
Fluff.
feel bad for
Fluff, we
Fluff.
love you. We're just
Don't
we're
feel bad.
joking.
She's feeling good
We're
right now at
joking,
her
said
party.
we love you.
Fluff, but for real though, let's keep ragging on her a little bit.
All
I
right.
feel like we haven't gotten that point.
All right.
Said
With love.
No, it's okay. I already ragged on her a little bit earlier, so now I feel bad because we just like ragged on her
We're
twice.
going.
Yeah, well, she needs to get the point. She needs to hear more than one voice on this matter. It's not just
man.
you.
Third time's
it's
the charm. Hey,
everybody.
Fluff.
It's not you.
I like how these guys are all like, oh, Fluff's gonna meet some jerk as they're sitting here being
Yeah,
jerks.
yeah.
It was us. No, now she's meeting.
Now
other
I
jerks.
hope she meets another jerk
It's like,
to fill in
she goes
our
She
quota.
goes on that podcast, that like frat house
that
podcast.
Oh my
frat
gosh.
house party podcast. I hope you have fun there.
Welcome
Oh,
to Delta
gosh.
Sigma Podcast.
Well, maybe not a frat house.
Nah,
No, they don't
I
have those.
sorority.
I don't think.
Do they have
Wait.
those?
Do they have those?
I don't know. Do they have those?
I don't know.
What would they call if you just randomly guess. What is the British term for a frat house?
A frat home.
I would say
No, it'd be a frat flat.
A frat
house.
A
Yeah.
frat house.
that's not.
They would say you know what they would call a frat house?
I would
frat
say-
house.
But who's
A frat house.
A Fluffington.
A fleffing house.
Fluffington Alley? Oh wait, what's the what's that thing
Fluffington
called?
Alley.
Oh, gosh.
Buckingham Palace? Is that what the
Buckingham Palace.
Yeah.
What is that?
where the Queen lives? I'm pretty sure the
Oh,
Queen
that's
lives
where
in
she
Buckingham-
lives?
I think so.
I thought she lived in the royal palace or something. Like, come on.
I mean, I'm
the
pretty sure
Buckingham.
Buckingham
what's it?
Palace. I'm
Buckingham,
pretty sure.
dude. You
No,
got
like,
some
I'm
Buckingham
certain.
and cheese.
Alright, we're derailing this.
All right.
No
Well,
wonder we need to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah,
real quick,
we're done here.
who's seen the Ninjago movie here? Is it just Prpl?
Me.
Prpl, you have told me a little bit about the Ninjago movie. Do you want to give your thumbs up or thumbs down?
I will on the coverage.
I guess
Oh, you saw the movie. Sorry,
You can-
it's like lying.
you can kind of tell how she's feeling from the
When
tone alone.
She came in the call like earlier today. I was waiting on you, and she was like, "Hey guys," I'm like, "Hey, Prpl, did you just see the movie?" And she was like, "Yeah."
We're watching it tonight, though, right?
We're gonna watch it tonight.
All right,
After
sweet.
tomorrow, we might go to Prpl, New Jersey tomorrow. Maybe.
Oh, okay.
You want to do that?
Sure. If we, like I said
We'll meet
before, man, if
we'll
we
meet
can make it
Matthew
work.
K from Beyond the Brick, and maybe Black Six and some other BZP people are gonna be there too. We'll see.
I hope you guys
Yeah,
have
I
a
know.
lot of
We'll
fun.
try.
with
I feel bad, Bar, because like we were talking about having you up here, and like I suggested you
that.
to Tim, and he said, well,
Wait,
you know,
you actually brought him up?
yeah, I actually
Oh
brought
man,
Bar up. I
you know,
said,
earlier I was
Carolina.
thinking like, oh, I feel bad
Aw.
we didn't even bother bringing Bar
No,
up.
I brought him up. I brought him up, and like Tim said, well, I want you and Marvin there because, I can say your name, right?
Yeah, that's
Do you
fine.
wanna-
I don't
okay.
care.
All right. Like Marvin has great charisma in that Boost Your Bin video he did, and Kevin speaks really highly of you, which I guess he doesn't know who you are, Var. So
Oh man.
actually, you know what? I'm gonna tell the story real quick and we wrap up. Is that okay?
Okay.
Lego
So,
hates black people.
It's funny you mentioned that. 'Cause I was at the Lego HQ. We had a dinner. We actually ate at the cafeteria there. And I'm sitting there with Kevin Hinkle
I know
and
which
Kim
one this
Thompson
is.
and a bunch of the other guys. You know, people from BZ Power, people from what's that thing? What's that blog? Brothers Brick.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
all
yeah,
those
Brothers
guys are there. Brick Vault's there. Artifacts Creations there. And so Kevin Hinkle has been listening to some of our content recently. Shout out to him. He's great. But he was like, okay, and I was talking about VAR, and I was like, how he's the CEO. A lot of people thought I'm the CEO for whatever reason. I said, no, VAR's the CEO. And he's like, okay, who's VAR again? And I was like, Christian, he does TLDR, and he does Autopsy, and because those shows haven't come out in a while, Kim was like, I don't really know. And I was like, the black guy, and then everyone's like, oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh no!
'Cause he remembered meeting us at the thing, but like I had to be like,
Right.
yeah, I was like, he has black hair, and he's okay. He's the black guy. There you go.
How
There you go. There's
obnoxious.
racism in there somewhere.
How many? There's racism everywhere. in
Honestly,
there. How many
Var,
videos?
before you released that Ninjago song, that was basically how my mom remembered you.
Nice.
But now
No,
she
I
knows
mean,
you for
to
the
be fair,
song,
too.
which she still kind of sings
This is the
sometimes.
most frustrating
the
thing
biggest
ever,
complaint
though.
I got. You know why? It's because people are like, they don't use the only to like you. It's me, Jonathan Juan. So you use your real name. That's how we can remember you. So everyone else has a screen name. And Kim specifically is like, yeah, who's that one girl, the PRPL dragon? And we're like, oh yeah, Prpl. Yeah, and he's like, yeah. What's up with
Yo.
that? And I was like, I don't know. I've been telling everybody to use their real names.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, I don't mind using my.
When
real
you
name.
Yeah,
go,
but
you go by
like-
Marvin?
Yeah,
my real
I mean,
name isn't much better than my screen name.
What
though.
difference does it make if we use real
Because
names?
I
or
like
fake
to think of
names?
Yeah,
I like
it's
to
not
think
gonna-
of my screen name.
It
as
won't
more-
make much of a
I do think
difference
like
for me.
as we're doing more like what I'm really nervous about is going up on that stage tomorrow because
Yeah.
we're doing the presentation. There's like going to be a projector and everything. I'm afraid I'm just going to say Ven instead of Marvin, and that's going to be at least I don't call you Venom, which would be really weird if
Yeah,
I was
that
like,
would
so
be weird.
Venom, what do you think about this thing?
I mean, that would be fine.
Yeah, that would be
'cause,
weird.
Like, I could easily introduce myself as Marvin, but my friends call me Ben.
Okay, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, the cool part about my name is that it could be.
It's part of your name, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have accepted it as a nickname and
Lucky.
as a pen name, basically, like
Right,
an
right.
artist name. So that's why I use it on my Twitter and my Instagram.
Yeah, a lot of I know it's something that used to, but we might
Yeah.
have to start doing it a little bit more as we start getting.
When we
We'll
do
see.
more like professional stuff,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
getting in touch with Lego and stuff.
Hopefully
that's
somebody's
Gosh.
getting you something. Var, you want to come on our next trip? I'll put in a good word for you. Maybe I'll say like, hey,
Oh, yeah,
so
sure. I produced like, I mean, I've only produced like 70% of the content for
you've
the last
been
2
doing a good
weeks.
job,
But, I
dude.
mean,
You've been doing a really good
Hey
job.
man, you
I
didn't do
love our
all the
content.
filming.
Dude, have you?
but no
have
one
you seen
knows
our-
me
have you seen
though.
our channel recently?
Bar,
Dude,
you
it's
can
really
take my
amazing.
cut.
Yeah.
Of the
Everything we've done
pay.
has been like great.
Um,
We had High Affinity.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't want to brag too much because I'm sure like people out there don't. They're obviously everybody has their preferences towards videos, and not everybody's gonna like
Right.
everything that we've done. However, personally speaking, I feel like our channel, just the sheer variety of content we have up on the channel at the moment, right now, is probably
No,
the best it's ever been
Yeah.
for a very
By
long
far,
time.
what we're
I will agree.
We've got a lot of
We're
stuff.
like
out
doing
there
the,
right now, and I'm really
live-
happy with where we're at.
The live stuff, especially, helps with that.
yeah,
It's
being
not
in
just
person.
a bunch of podcasts. We
Right.
have Road to Brick Fair. We have Reply, which is a commentary show. On top of that, we're also doing like music videos now.
High.
Oh,
I
yeah,
want to talk
we
about
should
High
talk
Affinity.
about-
Can we talk about
And
High
art
Affinity for a second?
farts.
Yeah, so I wanted to
Art
talk
Farts is
about
cool,
that
too.
and Road to Brick Fair, but it's okay. High Affinity.
High
Let's do
Affinity,
it.
we wanted to do a band for a long time, and we decided to do it. So if you're listening to us right now and you haven't checked out our new single that Var composed and sang and did basically everything. He made the music video and everything. Literally everything
Literally
about
everything.
that was done by him.
Except for the
Like-
album art.
Except the name.
The album art that wasn't even in the video that no one's seen yet.
The album art is really cool,
Yeah.
and there's going to be a T-shirt release of that really soon as
Thanks.
well.
Yeah.
So look out for that, guys. But yeah, we've
Well,
Messo's super annoyed that it's not Bandemic Banda.
I don't care. Look,
Is he like actually annoyed by
Who cares
that?
what Meso
that,
wants?
like really matter when it comes to the band name or me and Var, because we're essentially
You guys are doing all the music stuff, yeah.
And I mean, you guys brought up High Affinity. Var liked it. I like it.
We
We're
we
sticking
thought
with
about
it.
doing.
I think High
Yeah.
Affinity is a great name. I thought that was a
No,
fantastic.
I
name.
was like,
So,
I remember hearing,
very
I
happy
heard
with
it a
that.
lot during the weekend, and I was like, what if we wanted something that was like kind of like related, but not really. We didn't want to be like shoehorn.
Yeah.
But
So
High
this is
Affinity's
cool
a
because
great-
it's a reference.
yeah, it's a reference to Lego, and it's also like, and we're doing mostly Lego parodies.
Yeah.
We thought about like we joked about the Brick Street Boys, Bricks to Men, what was
Oh my
it,
God.
Bricks by Dre. Like we were gonna like doing stupid names like that. So all right, well, but there we go. That's our channel's doing. This is the best I've ever felt about the channel in the
Yeah.
last 2 weeks. Honestly,
Yeah. We're doing good. We're on a good
Definitely.
grind right now.
we kind of overtook this podcast, man. I feel a little bad.
I don't care.
The
They've
Takuma-
had like
Takuma and Prpl haven't
Yeah,
they've
talked.
had the
yeah,
first
yeah.
whole half hour to say whatever dumb stuff
Yeah.
they wanted to
What
talk
are you
about.
talking-
So
What
now
are you
it's
talking about?
Actually, it was like 45 minutes.
Oh,
Excuse
oh,
me.
okay.
sorry.
Oh.
Yeah,
You
God.
had
But it was
even
dumb.
more time to talk about whatever dumb stuff you wanted to do. Oh, excuse me. I'm out. That's it.
Okay,
We're done.
we get one little trip to New York, and now we're super jerks. We run it over you.
I don't care, man. I'm tired.
Yeah, you guys are on your stupid little free Lego
I
trip
I
pie
heard
right
that
now.
we get paid for this too.
Making everybody else
we're
feel like
getting
crap.
paid.
We're
We're actually getting
we're
paid.
doing a 20-minute
Yeah.
presentation. We're getting paid for 3 days.
We're getting paid like over $200.
Brag about
just
it,
to
guys.
be
Brag
over
about
here.
it.
We're getting paid
Those
on
guys,
top of the
okay,
free.
maybe,
All right.
maybe we should.
With that said,
With
that said, I think let's go ahead and wrap this up. So thank you guys everybody for watching this episode of the TTV Podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Once again, if you guys are feeling interested in listening to our show live, you can head over to our Patreon at patreon.com/the TTV channel. Check it out, make a donation, and you can join our live studio audience and listen to this as we record it. Once again, that's the patreon.com/the TTV channel. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Var.
I'm Takuma Nuva.
I'm Prpl.
Am I after Prpl now? Is this what it's come to? I'm okay.
Just say your
I will
freaking
not stand
name,
for this.
man.
I'm Jonathan.
I'm Ben.
There was a pause for you.
I know.
to
I
insert your
botched
name
it.
and
And I was just going, it's the way it started.
by acting all indignant.
I was like, oh, it started. I was right after Var. Oh no.
No, I should have injected it.
And this has been the TTV Podcast, episode 264. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you.
See ya.
Goodbye. Enjoy the
Bye,
movie.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.